Hey guys, just got a pretty exciting package in the mail here. This is the 1000 Plasma Complete. So it's the carbon setup, which means I get an 80 centimeter carbon mast, 1000 plasma from AK, which is the high aspect foil. This is the one that I've been riding all winter, but it's pretty exciting to get my own one, nice and brand new and shiny. So first package that comes out is the Mast, which is honestly to me one of the most exciting things because there's just so much carbon. It's pretty sick. So there we go. Full carbon mast, 80 centimeters I find is a nice length for just doing some winging and surf foiling as a combo, because otherwise you run into ground issues with a longer mast when you're riding waves. But then for winging, it's nice to have a longer mast so that you're not constantly coming out of the water through the big swell. But yeah, so each section of this, because you can order things separately, each section comes with the necessary hardware for that piece. So because I got the mast here, even though this is a complete set, it all is packaged separately. So this comes with the tools as well as anything you need to mount it to a board. And then you've also got these sweet little, couldn't really tell you the exact material, but DK was showing me and it's pretty sweet. I used it over the winter. It's kind of like an anti-seize, but it also helps keep them nice and snug. Just makes it so you don't end up wrecking bolts, basically. So yeah, that's the mast. And then in one more, I kind of cheated and pre-opened the seals to make this so I wasn't like struggling with knives. But yeah, and then we've got our short fuselage. So this is a 61 centimeter fuselage. That's the one that comes with the plasma just because it makes it a little bit more responsive and sort of a skatier feel. So yeah, I really like the shorter fuselage because they are all optioned out as each individual piece. If you did want a longer fuselage, you could do that too. But I think if you haven't tried a shorter fuselage, I strongly recommend it. It's been a super, super fun change for me. So yeah. And then, on to the most exciting part, I guess, compared to the mast, would be our two wings. I'm gonna leave the main wing for the end. But yeah, so you've got your rear stabilizer, and the plasma setup comes with a rear stabilizer that's got a little bit of a bow to it, but it's fairly flat. There's no winglets or anything like that. And that's something that I've really been enjoying in the surf. It just allows it to pivot a little bit more, just makes it feel a bit more skatey. And yeah, overall, it won't have quite as much of that straight drive, but it really helps to get back into the wave when you're coming back up the face and going down and so on. And when you break them free, it's not as big of a deal. You don't really notice this big whitewash or anything. You can just kind of break the tail free, and then it comes right back in the water and keeps going. Once again, we'll come with the necessary hardware for that, and some of this sweet little anti-seize stuff. That's probably not the right name for it, but it's a really cool little thing. And it means you're not dealing with grease or anything like that, which is really annoying and gross when you start having it all over your bolts. Whereas this stuff, like, I was using it and there was no issues with sand on it or anything like that. It didn't get all sticky and gross in my gear bag. So yeah, they all come with their nice little covers. They're super sturdy. And that's how I'll be traveling with them, is basically just throwing the covers on them, throw them in board bags. And so far, it's not been a single issue. So I'm pretty stoked with that. The covers are real sturdy. So yeah, on to the grand finale. This foil is my absolute favorite foil I've ever had. It's just super fast, still has a bunch of glide, has enough lift to keep you going. It's just been such a fun winging and surf foil. And it looks super cool too. So there we are, 1000 plasma. And then once again, because each different foil will have different thicknesses and so on, it comes with the right size hardware for this foil. So if you were to decide you wanted to get like maybe a 1300 or 1600, like a bigger version for maybe light wind days or for pump foiling or whatever, all you got to do is order that new foil and it'll come with the right setup for it. So it's dead easy. Everything is interchangeable, and it's kind of neat that you can play with that, because in the winter I did try out my longer fuselage with different foils, and you can kind of mix and match it to whatever your preference is. But I got to give AK credit, because at the end of the day, honestly, this complete combo has been the best setup that I've been able to configure. So that's why I went with just a straight complete 80 centimeter carbon mast setup with the 1000 plasma. So yeah, I'll put that together and then we'll cut back in. I can show you what that looks like. It's pretty sick. I'm going to be running this on a 36 liter phaser. And that way then I can do some surf foiling, and it's a good winging setup for a little bit stronger days. I wanted to take a video of this because I thought it looked too cool. So I just got everything laid out here so I can make sure I got all the right parts to set it up. So we got the rear stabilizer, main foil, carbon mast, our fuselage, and then the hardware. And here's the Allen keys. So as you can see, there's only 2 Allen keys. The large one is for basically everything. And then the small one is just for your rear stabilizer on your fuselage. The nice thing is these are generic, so if you were to lose them anywhere forever, for whatever reason, need another one, they're not a hard thing to find. You can get them at any general store, or any general hardware store. So yeah, no stress on those. And just got 1 block with me because that's all I'll need for this, but there's a whole bunch of extras for future use. Rad covers, and yeah, time to set her up.